Hello. How's it going? I appreciate you stopping by, tuning in, and checking out this class of Earn on Social Media. We're going into the second class, which is when we're going to talk about the setup. Last class, we talked about um, the message, and we're going to really get into this. I'm just setting up the presentation and waiting for people, just a couple people to tune in, just to give a few seconds of housekeeping. This is Earn on Social Media. My name is Avidan M. Respes. I am the Director of Business Development with BRIODS Corporation of America, and I want to really present this session and these classes Earn on Social Media to you because it's so important with everything that's been going on with the past year. With, let's not even mention any names, right? But we all know what the deal is. People have been losing their jobs because of it. People have had to shift and train and change their complete lifestyle because of what's going on. So it's really important for you to have various opportunities and these different um, platforms that you could leverage in order to make money when stuff like this happens. So we're going to get on into this because this is Earn on Social Media, and I'm going to give you my disclosure because, like I said, and if this is your first time tuning in, go watch the other video. It's on YouTube. I made it public. It's for free. Each one of these classes is $10, right? Just so you know, you do have to pay to, show up and get this education, but it's more than worth it. And I'm going to go really in depth with this information. And if you use it correctly, you're going to have great success. But, not everyone is going to have these type of results. They're not going to be able to stay committed to this system. And you could read this for yourself, but just so you know, moving further acts as a confirmation and a waiver that you give me full power, right, in instructing and teaching you about these lessons, right? Any results that you do not get because actions you have not taken, I'm not liable for. So I just got to tell you that as long as you apply these things, you're going to have a great success and you're going to have a great time. So in this first segment, because this is, an intensive program, this first segment, we're going into increasing your exposure. Why that is important, because people got to see you. If people don't see you, right, which is, people being exposed to you, if people aren't exposed to you, they're not going to know, how to support you. They're not going to know what you're doing. They're not going to know who you are. They're not going to know about your organization. They're not going to know any of that stuff. So it's very, very, very important for you to understand why increasing your exposure is one of the first things that we are really going into. So through increasing your exposure, we're going to format your Facebook Live or your YouTube Live, Instagram Live. A lot of these principles are able to be, used within these different platforms in order to produce content, because that's really what is important in here. Producing content and really sharing a story, sharing your product, sharing your legacy, whatever it is, you got to share it with people, right? Getting that exposure, right? So that you're able to, generate the results that you're looking for. Okay, so we're learning how to format a Facebook Live. As I said, last class we talked about the message, which is the very first, part of this. If you do not know how to, create a message, nobody's going to listen to you, right? This is the setup, right? We're going to go into, some of the different key points in setting up a live video, or, setting up a live broadcast, or even, just setting up a interview. Because a lot of these different principles that I'm teaching you, you could also use them for, everyday conversation. You could also use them for, your own type of, business interactions and different things like that. So after this, in the next class, we're going to go into, go live, right? And after you have your message and your setup, you're able to go live, very, very seamlessly. And the more you actually do that, after these 3 classes, you should be able to, really go out and make money. Like, I'm not even joking you, because once you already have, your message, right? And we're going to do a little recap of your message, because 3 of the key things that we talked about in your message, right, is what are you talking about? Who are you talking to, and why are you talking, right? If you understand those 3 principles in the message part, right, you're going to do a lot of great content, right? Because you understand, right, what the key principles are of what you're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, there's no sense of you talking, right? And if you don't know who you're talking to, you're not able to direct and target that message to the correct and the right people that you need in order to, convert and support what you're doing, right? If you are, let's say you have a puppy gang or a kitty gang, or you sell dogs, or you sell cats or something like that. A lot of people sell animals online, like pets and stuff, right? So if you're trying to sell pets, but you're trying to sell them in the wrong group, like this group does knitting, they might not buy your little puppies, right? So it would be best, and we're going to go into this, later on, creating groups and stuff like that. It'll be best to find a group that you could talk to, or bring people or target people that want to buy puppies or kitties, or they want to buy your knitting, they want to buy your t-shirts and stuff, and all those type of things, right? So what you're talking about, who you're talking to, why you're talking, right? Because once you get to a certain point, right, people are going to be like, all right, you talked my ear off long enough. Why are you still talking? And if you don't know why you're still talking, people are going to get bored. They're going to, get tired of your content, and you're going to have to, revamp yourself, or you're going to lose a lot of people. So this is very, very key in putting together your message, so that, once you have the proper message, you can get into the setup, right? Before you go live, okay? Before you go live, okay, which is what we're going to do in the next, class, we got your message down. Now we're going to set it up, right? In the different setups, right, you want to think about where you're setting it up, right? You want to think about how you're setting it up, and who you're going to set it up with. Why are these important, right? Because where are you broadcasting? I'm broadcasting in my room right now. That's one of these places, right? I could broadcast in my house. I could broadcast in a coffee shop. I could broadcast in my car. A lot of people do live videos from wherever, but it really depends on, right, the type of energy and the type of intention and the type of message that you're really sharing with people. If you're trying to share, a real serious message, you might not want to be in a place where people can't hear you. Okay. If you are, trying to give people more insight into your life, it might be good for them to be in your home or your work or something like that, right? Another thing, how are you broadcasting, right? There's different platforms that you could use in order to broadcast, right? You don't have to just use your cell phone. You don't have to just use your laptop or anything like that. There's a lot of different ways that you could broadcast that we're going to cover a little bit more, into this one, but you don't have to be, caught up into the things that you think are the only resources that you have at your exposure. So next is, who are you broadcasting with, or who are you setting up the broadcast with, or who, right? Who are you broadcasting with? Because if you are bringing on a special guest, you are going to want to make sure that that person knows what they're doing, right? Or you want to make sure that these people that are watching your broadcast know who this person is, right? So going back into where, right? Because we're going to, dive into more of the where and, the what, the who's, and all these different things about, setting up your live video, right? Because thinking of a setting for your broadcast, okay? When you're thinking about a setting, you got these different, areas that you can set up, right? You have your home settings, right? Which creates a personality and some intimacy. Just like I had already, mentioned just a little bit, right? When people are in your room, right? You could do this, right? You could do this. We can chill. We can relax a little bit, right? We can hang out, we're in my room, right? We can get, cool. We can get acquainted and all those different things, right? It's less judgmental, or it can be more judgmental depending on the audience, right? That's why targeting is so important, because if I'm targeting the wrong people that are going to be judgmental about my content, that's not good, right? So you got to really consider and think about these things. Next, public places, right? You can broadcast in public places. Sometimes I broadcast it, shout out to, and credit to and whatnot to, Starbucks and whatnot. They need to give me a little kickback, because this is free promo, but it should be paid promo, right? Because I'm saying their name. But sometimes I broadcast live at Starbucks when you could. Sometimes I'll do it outside or whatever nowadays, because you can't go inside or whatever. So or when I go out to eat, sometimes I'll broadcast, right? This is where I'm at. This is where I'm eating. Excuse me. This is who I'm eating with. If And I'll cover this a little bit more. If I'm with people that I'm able to do live videos with, I make sure I put them on live video, even if they don't, really say too much. They're gonna be on the video. And with that being said, also make sure you drop some comments if you have any questions. If you have questions later on, you can email the questions as well. This is broadcasted online. We also do this as a one-on-one, and we are presenting this as a course so that you can get the most in-depth information about how to earn on social media and how you can really broadcast and present the best way. So using these public places is very, very cool, because it allows people to, understand that you are in the area. I'll share a quick story, right? I broadcasted when I was in Ohio. I used to live in Ohio for a couple times, and one of the times I went on broadcast, and one of my supporters, one of my followers, saw that I was actually in her town. So she was like, "Oh my god, we got to meet up. Like, I've been watching your content. I've been following you. Like, yo, it would be so cool to just meet and just like it would be an honor, right?" So that is awesome, because I have also met, other people. Like, I went all the way to Canada and met people that, I did social media with, and it was amazing, right? It creates credibility. It creates fame when you are, broadcasting in these public places, because, once I went up to Canada and I broadcasted, people are like, "Oh my God, that, like, you're actually doing this." So one of the plans I actually had also was to do, a tour and to meet up with, various supporters and different things like that. But, to move on, talking about exclusive sites, right? These places are places that most people can't go, because because I work with a lot of musical artists, and I work with a lot of different entrepreneurs and companies and business people and travel and stuff like this, and foreign cars. I used to, and I will bring people into these exclusive places where they can't normally go, because they want to see more content like that. That's addicting, right? People are like, "Oh my gosh, how do you get back there?" And because because I can't go back there, I want to see you go back there. And majority of the places I go, I'm able to control the setting, control the content, so I'm able to go live and really share these experiences with people. This produces uniqueness and a sense of mystery, because people can't go where you're going. Use your settings to produce addicting content, right? Let your background speak for you, as I did right here. I'm gonna go into a little bit more, but I made sure that my background is cool. It's not too crazy, right? I got my flag and all that. I got different flags around here, but with my new house, background gonna be crazy. It's gonna be lit. So that's one thing that you should really think about, is your aesthetics about where you live and where you can broadcast your content within your own house. Because if your aesthetics, right, your aesthetics, or however you say it, because I'm not perfect. You don't have to be perfect, right? But the look of your house, of your place, is going to either help or hurt your content. And try to make a little box or a little square that you can make nice, that you can produce your content. A little background somewhere that you can get a little light and hook it up and make it look nice. All right. So thinking about where, talking about get in your little box, right? I have the rest of my room, right? But right here, I sectioned off a little place where I could produce my content. And in the new house, like I said, I'm gonna be broadcasting from all over. I'm gonna be in the kitchen, I'm gonna be outside, I'm gonna be downstairs, I'm gonna be over here, I'm gonna be over there, and it's gonna be lit. But right here, right, because my space, I set it up in a certain way where I could broadcast, right to the point where you don't gotta worry about everything else that's going on, right? You can do the same thing in your house. Find a little area. You might just have to throw up a little curtain or something and do your thing, right? Distractions. If and timing, right? I'm gonna bring these two together because distractions and timing can go together depending on where you're at. Think about the type of things that are going to go on wherever you're at. Because, okay, like I said, I broadcast in Starbucks sometimes, right? Because I'm in Starbucks, sometimes somebody might come in that I know. And then all of a sudden that could disrupt the broadcast a little bit. But because I'm seasoned in this, I know how to flip it. I know how to use it. But some people, that'll take them way off topic. And next thing you know, what they were talking about in the beginning, now they done forgot. And then the whole mission, the purpose is all messed up. So understand that distractions are real. Try to cut them down, but it is the inevitable. The distractions are going to happen. So you got to know how to use it, know how to transition, know how to pivot, know how to stick and move and make it happen, right? Next is timing. I said it in the course pre-recorded video that if you know that your kids are going to get home at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, don't shoot your video at that time. If you are a stay-at-home parent and your spouse don't come home till later, use all that time that they're not home to try to come up with some content. If you know that you got a doctor's appointment, don't start shooting your video 10 minutes before. Don't do that because you're going to get an hour long or 30 minutes in, and then next thing you know, you're going to be missing stuff, or you're going to get into a real good vibe, a groove, and you're going to have to shut it down. You're going to be like, dang, I wish I had more time. So make sure that the timing that you choose is proper, okay? Pick a time, 5, 10, 20 minutes, an hour max. You don't have to do hour-long videos. I talk a lot, right, because I want to give you a lot of information, but you don't got to talk that much, right? Keep it short, simple, or talk a lot, depending on how it is, but make sure you put the timing in the right formalities, right? Then features, right? What is being featured within your video? Okay. I got flags, I got lights and stuff, right? I got sometimes, like I said, there's artists, there's guests that come up. Sometimes I'll be out doing car stuff. Who knows, right? My content is wonderful. It's always a vibe. It's always, something new. And I love that. It's vibrant, it's energetic, right? It's real inspirational, motivational. It's very powerful. So when you get into my content, you're going to see all the different things that I work in. You're going to be like, oh, wow, he does a lot of great things. Sometimes I'm in the city of Camden recording what's going on. I share that with the community. I share that on YouTube, share that on Facebook. Sometimes I go live. I'm in city council meetings, and it gets crazy in there, right? So you might not always have those crazy places, but at the end of the day, your own space is what your audience needs. So you never know what'll happen, right? Until you just go out there and do it, right? Do not be afraid to just go live and share the moment, right? If there's anything you don't take, make sure that you take away these 3 things, right? This is so fundamental and so important, right? Angle, lighting, and background. Why is it so important? Because, boom, if I don't have the proper lighting, you're not going to be able to see me, right? Let me fix that, right? But with the proper lighting, we good. I could change the lighting to change the vibe, right? I could put it like that. I could turn it like this, but I like that lighting, right? Angle. If I take my camera and I move it around like this, that's not a really good angle, right? I could talk to you like this, but I don't think it really suits, what's really going on. Plus, you see too much stuff that's going on, right? If I have it over here, right, because I can have it over here, and then I'm just, talking and y'all, what's going on? I'm gonna present to you, right? The angle's not really good. So this angle is very, optimum for what's going on, right? Boom, fix it up a little bit. There we go. Cook them with grease. Background, right? I'd rather you see this, right, as opposed to, that. That's not really anything, right? But this, it's a little bit better, right? It's not perfect or anything, but you see a little bit of what's going on. I got projectors, I got some like things I write on. I do a lot of business stuff, right? So make sure that your background is speaking about you, okay? I do a lot of business things, do a lot of travel. There's vibes. You can see outside, right? Turn. Also, what I could do with this thing, right? Boom. Hold on. I can also zoom it in a little bit, okay? This camera's a little special. I could do some stuff like that. And we right back at it. So you enclose your background a little bit more, but make sure that your angle lighting is background is so, that is so key. That is scientific. Research and development has shown that with the proper angle, right, people can understand you better because they get your perspective, right? Because they can level with you. With the right lighting, they can see you properly and they trust you because they can see you, right? If you can't see me, it's not really good, right? Don't make your camera work harder than it has to. And if it's too bright, that's also not good. So try to find, a good happy medium. You can get a ring light from the stores. They're about, between $50 to $100, depending on how good the light it is that you can get. You also got lights you could put on your smartphones and on your tablets and all those different things. So make sure that you take that very, very seriously, angle lighting background, because what will people see? What will people hear? What will people want, right? If I angle it a little bit differently, right, you can see my t-shirt, right, BRIODS Corporation of America, but I'm not really selling these t-shirts because we got new ones coming out. So when the new ones come out, I'm gonna make sure that you see them jokers, right? I'm gonna make sure that you see them real good because I'm gonna want you to want them and I'm gonna want you to want to buy them, right? Think about what people see. If you could put branding in the background, your logo, all that different stuff, that's great because the more people see your logo and the more you say it, right? BRIODS Corporation of America, BRIODS Corporation of America, BRIODS Corporation of America. You're going to want to understand more and you want to be part of BRIODS Corporation of America even more, or they're going to want to be part of your brand even more. So think about these things. Now that you have your setup, right? How are you going to be broadcasting? Okay. You can do it through your smartphone. I'm doing it through a couple different apps because I'm doing it in a presentation type of form. So because I'm doing it like that, I'm using what is called Canva and I'm broadcasting on YouTube live, synergetically. Sometimes you could just do a Facebook live from your phone or a YouTube live just from your phone or from your smartphone, of course, or from your tablet. You can also do it from your laptop as well. There's also different platforms like when you start getting into, Wi-Fi cameras and, 4K and digital cameras and all these different things that you can connect to the internet. You could broadcast from those as well. And there's also different type of platforms and, systematic tools that you can use outside of all these things that you could broadcast with. That's incredible. You can also broadcast from drones too. It's very, very amazing the type of capabilities that they have nowadays with, broadcasting and connecting with your audience, right? But either way, no matter how you determine on broadcasting, make sure that your audience can see you clearly. That's the most important part. They want to see you clearly. They want to be able to, really, really look into your eyes and all those different things. Think about this, tribes and vibes, right? What is your tribe going to look for? And what type of vibe are you, presenting to your audience, because that's what is also going to dictate how you are presenting. Because this is a semi-professional, semi-personal, balanced type of, presentation type of thing. I don't want to make it too crazy, right? I decided to, shoot this in my room, real personal, so that you can know that you could do this too. You don't have to, be in some big old office or doing all these things. You could broadcast right from your space. Just make sure it's clean, make sure it's cool, get your light and all that stuff, and make it happen, right? Learn how to find a balance. Sometimes your videos are going to be very, very professional. A lot of times my videos are very, very professional because I want you to get information and I want you to receive it a certain way. But then I also have videos that I'm real personal. Okay. I don't, have all the suit and tie stuff going on. We kind of just take the gloves off and we have a good time. So find a balance in how you're producing your content, right? Shine a light on things. Okay. When you use your content, right, you are going to understand that there's always a type and a category by which your content falls under. Is it entertainment? Is it, historical? Is it religious? Is it musical? Is it, educational? There, you got to think about where your content is going to fall within these different types and categories and different type of genres of content delivery and content production. What type of content are you producing? Think about that. Look at other people's content. Look at what they put as in the text, the information. That's why it's good to have all these different other tools and technology to show you information about what people are inputting on their content so that you can replicate that as well, so that you could target the right people. Also, right, speaking about targeting, target viewers, right? Make sure that you understand the type of content that you're producing so that you can reach your target viewers, so that you can reach your target audience. Because if you don't know what type of content you're producing, you're going to be missing the mark every single time, right? They always say if you throw enough crap on the wall, something's going to stick. But we want to make sure that, we're not just throwing crap on the wall. We are, snipers, hitting the target every single time and making sure that we barely miss. Okay. So the other thing is bring guest appearances. Bring a guest, bring a guest, bring a guest if you can. I'm looking forward to having some guests also as a part of this, so that you could, understand that this isn't just, something I'm saying. It's something that a lot of people are using. Social media is great. Internet is great. There's a lot of potential. You can make a lot of money if you know how to use it and leverage it properly. But most people are just using it to get entertained. They're using it to look at memes. They're using it to just waste their time. And that's not, proper for your lifestyle development. If you want a better lifestyle, learn how to use the tools that you have, right? So get in on the who's who of live video, because live video is so important. That's why Facebook is investing into it. That's why YouTube is investing into it. Not to name drop, but I'm giving credit to these people. That's why Instagram. That's why you could do live video and live chats on everything, right? That's why you could do FaceTime. That's why Samsung phones can do video chat. That's why all these different platforms are going video, right? Video, video, video. So the more people, right, that you can get on your videos, the more views you're going to get. I say again, bring a guest, because you're able to leverage their audience and they're able to leverage yours, right? Work smarter, not harder, but work smart and hard at the same time, right? But use, right, not in a bad way, but use other people, use their resources and allow them to use yours. There's no reason to be greedy. There's no reason to, hold everything just over here, right? There's so much to go around. There's a lot of different potential and opportunity at each and every one of our disposal, but we got to know exactly how to utilize it, right? Next thing is make it real. As I said, I'll do live videos with people, right? Where we, one person is on one side, I'm on the other. And then next thing you know, we're in person doing a live video together. That is very, very amazing, because people are like, oh my gosh, it's so wonderful to see, two of the people that, I follow their content and it's such a great time. I learned a lot. It's always just positivity, and now they're together, and it's a vibe. It's wonderful, right? So when you make it real for your audience, it's incredible, and they love you more, right? Next thing is talk less. I know I talk a lot. But when I have a guest, I let them talk, right? And I try to bring on guests so that they can talk. Be the expert. Go ahead. Tell them, right? Let them know. Because I ask you the questions, and then because I brought you on as the expert, that makes me look good. When you bring other people on as the experts, you're gonna look good too, because you know this person. This person is in your network, and you're sharing that person with your network, with your audience, and they're going to, be so appreciative about that, right? Again, if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments. Make sure that you send them to us, so that you can have all the proper information, because I want you to succeed in this. Also, share this with your friends, share this with your family, share this with everybody that you know is going to benefit from utilizing digital resources, right? The internet, social media, all these different things, right? We don't know how to use it, but we need to know how to use it better, right? Get in, like I said, on the who's, because who matters, right? Influencers, entrepreneurs, creatives. There's a whole market. There's a whole pool of people out there that are just waiting to share with people that are like-minded, just like you, just like me. How do I know that? Because I do this, right? And I get opportunities that cross my pathway all the time. And it's great to be able to connect with other people that you can utilize these opportunities and leverage these opportunities with. Because let's face it, your immediate circle probably isn't bringing you, opportunities that you could really take and run with it. But through meeting new people and having new experiences, you are able to experience new things. So make sure that you use social media, right? So that you can connect with influencers, so that you can connect with entrepreneurs, creatives, and all types of people that are going to help you get to where you're trying to go, right? Find the lions, find the builders, the shakers, and the people that are willing to be spontaneous, the people that are willing to be like, you know what? I'll hop on a live video with you, right? I'll make it happen. I'll share some information, because a lot of people on social media, just like I talked about in the last video, there's a lot of fakers, right? And they got to be, clean, pressed, and all this stuff. But then you got the other people that are just going to rough it and give the raw, real information, right? It all depends on your intention. It all depends on your audience. It all depends on what you're delivering to your people. But find, right, if you want the best content, if you want the best stuff, right, that's what I'm sharing to you, the best of the best of the best. If you want the best, find these people, builders, shakers, people that are going to bring the spontaneous energy. Lions, do not fear the opinions of sheep. So make sure that your content is very dynamic. It's, a little bit, questionable, right? People are like, oh, all right, I like where this person is going, right? You make people think, you get people's attention, right? But don't be too much, right? Because you don't want to turn people off. Not that you gotta care about what people think, but understand what the purpose is at the end of the day. The purpose is for you to connect with the right people. The purpose is for you to share your legacy, share your story, share your brand, right? Don't tarnish it by doing the wrong things, right? So in conclusion, your setup is going to be phenomenal. Your setup is going to be amazing. Your setup is going to be so great. Believe that, because what you're going to do, if you do not have a notebook, I know I waited all the way to the end, but make sure that every time you come in here, you have a notebook and you take notes. But for now, make sure that you write down some key topics and key points that you could do to make your background real cool, right? What do you have around your house that you can use? Make sure you put some lights in the background. One of these times, and maybe on like a one-on-one session or something, I'll give in some information about how to make your background real cool and all that. But think about what you got in your house. Think about what you can use to make your background, a little bit lit, and keep people interested in what you got going on. So what we covered, right? Where, how, who, where are you broadcasting, how are you broadcasting, who are you broadcasting with. Where am I broadcasting? I'm in my house. I'm in my room, right? Um, you can broadcast anywhere that you got internet connection. Broadcast anywhere that you're able to share your content and really share your message, right? How are you broadcasting? As I said, I'm broadcasting on my computer and I'm broadcasting through Canva and YouTube, but you don't always have to do that. I learned how to do this after, years and years and years of doing stuff, but a lot of times when I go Facebook Live, I just do it from my phone, or you could do it from your tablet, or you could just go live on your computer, right? Real simple, just go straight to the point and make it happen. Who are you broadcasting with? I'm broadcasting with myself, and this is also on YouTube. So you guys are here too, right? For the course, it's just me, and I'm just sharing the information, right? So that's how I'm broadcasting. That's who I'm broadcasting with on that one. But when we do this, you can also do this one-on-one, right? So I won't be broadcasting, but I'll be, doing it with you, right? When we go live, we're gonna be going live together. Next session, we're going live, baby. And we're putting all this stuff that we learned in the message and then the setup, and we're going live and making it happen, right? Thinking of a setting for your broadcast. You got home settings, public settings, and you got exclusive sites, right? Think about where you want to broadcast. You don't have to use these places all the time. Some people use the same place every single time. You don't have to. Like I said, for me, the place always changes depending on where I'm at, right? I get lit, right? Sometimes I might broadcast in the car. Sometimes I might broadcast when I'm in the airport. Sometimes I might broadcast when I'm out to dinner, right? It all depends on how I feel. But that's how my tribe and that's how my vibe is, right? So think about what you're going to do for your people. Basics to choosing a location. Consider these things, right? Distractions, the timing, and the features that are going to be within your video, right? Distractions. You don't want to be distracted. You don't want your audience distracted. So make sure that you can get your people's attention depending on the severity or depending on the type of message and purpose you have towards your content and towards your video. Timing. As I said, do not do a video if you know you're about to go to work, right? Because you're going to get all into it, then you're going to have to cut it. Sometimes you can use that, right? Depending on how you do your content, right? You can use that, but it all depends on how you know how to use your content, right? But make sure you use the proper timing. Make sure you use the right features, right? Just like I said, if you are going to work, use your work as a feature. Yeah, I'm about to go into this place. I'm about to go, boom, hit my little, clock in, clock out, get my couple dollars. I'm gonna go home, right? And I'm gonna hit y'all when I get out of work. You feel me? But you got to know how to use the content and use this stuff and use, your voice and use everything that you have at your, disposal and at your, leisure. Use it, right? Angle lighting background. Please, 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 please. If there's nothing else, take this. Angle lighting and background, right? So important. Because like I said, if you don't got the light, people ain't going to see you. And if it's too much light, that ain't good either. So find a happy medium, right? Find a good vibe for your light too, right? Lighting is so important. Angle, right? If it's not a good angle, it's not going to be good. You want to make sure that you got the proper angle so that people can, actually see you properly and so that they can get the message and pay attention, right? If the angle is trash, right, they're not going to understand you because they got to be on the proper wavelength and get the proper perspective of what you're talking about, right? Then the background too, right? Try to have a good background. Try not to have a background that's going to distract people too much, right? So another couple things, as we wrap this up is to, keep it simple. You can broadcast from your smartphone. You can broadcast from a computer. You can broadcast from different apps. There's a lot of different ways that you can broadcast, right? Keep it simple to start out, but understand, just like I said, I'm broadcasting through YouTube Live and Canva right here. It's a little bit of a setup, but and I have like another thing that like, yo, how I'm broadcasting is cool, right? But there's a lot that goes into it. And I had to learn how to do that. But when you just go live or something, just keep it simple. Use your Facebook. Use your smartphone. Use your computer or app or something, right? Real simple. Tribes and vibes, as I just mentioned, right? Think about that. What is your vibe and what is your tribe going to be, understanding from your videos, right? This video is semi-professional, semi-personal, right? Because I got to get you to understand that you could do this too, right? But you might not want to be too personal with your audience, or you might want to be all the way personal with your audience. It really depends on, like I said, your intention and what you're delivering for your audience. That's so important, so crucial, and so key, right? Find a balance. Find a balance to all your content, right? It don't always gotta be like this all the time, right? Change it up, switch it up, get people to understand that you can bring a little zest, you can bring something different, and you can really bring them into a different part of you. That's what makes content, and that's what makes this so phenomenal, right? People getting to understand you and know you better, right? Shine a light on things. Type and category of your content, right? That's going to be important, because once you start doing ads and stuff too, you want to know how to target the right people going into the target viewers. Because if you don't understand the type, or the category or the genre of the content that you're producing, you're not going to be able to reach the people that are going to support you to the fullest extent, right? Then use guest appearances so you can dibble and dabble and move into other target viewer type of market shares, right? Because people don't know that they love you, or they don't know that they like you until they see you, or until they know you, right? So when you use a guest appearance, that gives you a better first impression for these new people as well. Something else to really think about is more people, more views. So when you bring a guest, that's going to go into their market share of people as well, and they're also going to go into your market share. You want to share, it has to be win-win, so that you can really get to the people that need your content, because this is about people that need and that want your content and that can benefit from your content. It's not about, oh, this person gets more views, that person gets more views, or this or that, or whoever, right? It's about people getting your content and being able to benefit from that. Okay, more people, more views, right? Make it real. These people that are your guests, right? They might be your guests from, from here to there, but link up, right? Link up with people that can be close to you and have them actually guess, right? Have them actually present, actually there, because that is a lot better. And talk less, right? When you have a guest, don't talk, right? Let that person talk. Let that person be the expert. Let that person do it, because that makes you the expert in the end, because you know that person, right? Who matters? Bring influencers, bring entrepreneurs, bring creators, bring people that are very, very important, that have important information and that other people are going to benefit from, right? Because it's not always about you. It's not always about your information, even though you're great, even though it is your, broadcast, and even though it is your platform and yada, yada, yada. Bring other people on and share the wealth, right? That's so key. That's so important for your audience to understand that you got bigger and deeper leverage, right? So find the lines, builders, shakers, and people that are willing to be spontaneous and get up and get in there and really make it happen, right? So this is the point in time where we definitely take questions and we give some answers. I'm gonna try to give it, a few seconds in between the feed and in between, the live questions and stuff. But if I don't get to your questions, make sure that you can email them, or we also are on social media. You can Facebook them to me, you can Instagram them to me. You can just get in contact with me if you have any questions, if you need any information. Just make sure that you get in contact, because I don't want you to be out here without knowing exactly how to make this happen. So I'm trying to see if we get any questions, because like I said, we're doing this live. So I appreciate you guys coming through. I know I'm trying to keep this under an hour, but like I said, I could talk, and I just want you guys to have the most and the best information so that you can really, really get out there and make this happen. So I'm gonna wait till we get to about 45, and once we get to that, we're gonna wrap this up, because I'm not expecting you to get all this information and do something with it like right away, right? But you got to take little steps, and you got to take the little things, apply them, and really make it happen. So, with that being said, what's coming up next is going live. Next class, next session, we're going to go live. And this is part of a 9-week, program. It's supposed to be 9 weeks, but we're going into this thing because I want to make sure that, like I said, you get the best information and that you're able to make this happen, right? First class, and this will wrap up that, like, go live will wrap up the first week of training, which is how to format a Facebook live session, right? Because we already talked about your message, right? The message, how to come up with a message, right, to deliver. Then this is the setup, how to set up your live so that you can go and hit the button and make it happen, and people are going to like you. They're going to like what they see, and they're going to appreciate the value that you're bringing, right? Go live, and make it happen. And then we're going to go into the second week of learning how to do this Facebook live, social media type of thing, so that you could truly succeed in this digital information internet era, right? So this class is usually broadcasted on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, but we're only starting on Sundays right now, just to bring you guys up to speed with what's going on, and just not to overload you, because it's a lot of information that I'm giving you. So breaking it down week by week gives you enough time to go over it during the week, and rehash on what's going on. The class is $10, right? It's not a lot. And the reason why it's only $10 is because I want you to get in here. I want you to, try the information and really see that this works, right? You can apply it, you can make it happen, and you can, really succeed in this thing. I'm hosting classes, one-to-one. I'm hosting, classes for everybody. And this is also going to be presented as a course that you could take online at your own speed. So it's from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sometimes it might go a little bit longer. Sometimes it might end a little bit shorter. It really depends on, how we really get into this information. But you're always going to get value. You're always going to get what you came here for. And it's going to be, incredible. So I also plan on bringing, guests to, share information, and to be able to, bring more credibility to the information that I'm providing, because I want you to understand that there's people doing this, okay? This isn't something that I'm just making up. There's a reason why Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all these people are putting so much money into video content, and you doing video and you producing video, because they want more people to stay on their platforms. So the better content you produce, brands are going to want to pay you. So with that being said, make sure you get enrolled today. Hit me with some questions, hit me with the comments, all those different things, so that you can get the proper information. Great success, and I'm going to see you soon.